Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a political vlog of mine. So, today I want to talk about really the inefficiencies of both parties and really how we can change that as a people. Because I think we've all come to agree that these politicians aren't doing anything. It's why Trump got elected, and it's really what's causing everyone all this pain and misery about politics. So let's get started. First off, I want to state that my objective is not going to be to push left-leaning ideology. I want to start a debate. I'm going to say that right here, right now. I want to start a debate. I want to get people thinking. It's why all my ideas are going to be posed more as questions than absolute statements of fact. Where I have fact, I will say it. But what I also have is a lot of opinions to give. And a lot of opinions, excuse me, that I would like to see debated. So, without further ado, let's get started. First off, on the hit parade, the military spending budget. So, in my personal opinion, the Pentagon is very inefficient and should actually see a budget cut. The reason I would like to see their budget cut is okay, if you're going to be so inefficient spending that money, you get less. Learn to work with it, bitch. That's what I want people to tell them. Learn to work with your money in a way that makes sense, in a way that makes sure that we're okay with putting money your way. If you can do that, you can have a little more. But right now, we're spending not only the most in general, but more than after that, the next 13 countries behind us. That includes countries like China, Great Britain, other top powers. Can someone tell me how that makes sense? That we're spending that much on military and yet are getting so little out of it? It doesn't. Especially considering what the countries behind us are getting for their money. So, no, we do not need to put more to military because it's not being well spent. Money like that had better be well spent, and this is being poorly used. That's a perfect example of American taxpayer dollars going to waste. And same with putting more money to the VA. I'm sorry, vets, that I'm saying that. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that we all know by now how inefficient and ineffective the VA is. I mean, maybe there are some places where the VA is better than others. Maybe. But the things I've heard about the VA suck. That needs to change. The Veterans Affairs needs to change, and our military spending and our idea of it needs to change, in my personal opinion. Now, whether you do or don't, I would love to see arguments on this. I would love to see a debate. But please, people, keep in mind, a debate is all about respectfully throwing out ideas and saying, well, have you thought of this? No, but have you thought of this? And here are the facts behind that. Well, here are the facts behind my idea. You can't just spout your one idea and stick with it and disrespect your opponent. That is not a debate. People who look at the primaries, yeah, you're making differences over your opponent because you want the money from your party. That's why people join these parties. That right there. Money. Whenever a decision is made, follow the money trail. It's sad. You can't follow morals, you have to follow money. Hmm. Now, what I also want to see debated is gun control. Because I actually lean right here. I believe the laws we have in place, especially here in Texas, are perfectly fine. for that. I mean, I don't like open carry as much. I'll be perfectly honest. I think concealed carry is, okay. But I can see the positive benefit of having an openly carried firearm. And on top of that, open carry wasn't meant to go parading around the street with your rifle. If you're doing that, you're just a fucking asshole. And you're playing an intimidation card for no fucking reason. What open carry was about is the idea that if it flashed, let's say you had it tucked in your pants and you just had the like this, like right here, and the hilt came and your shirt came up and you could see like the handle of the gun. Let's just say that happened. You could be put in jail for that here in Texas because you broke concealed carry law just because it flashed up for a split second. That's what that was meant to address. Not the idea that you can go parade your rifle down the street and just take a jog with your rifle in your hands. There's no point to that. Especially since you can't have it loaded. Why do that? Why? 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 I do want someone in Texas to defend why someone would go running down the street with their rifle just because open carry is a thing. I want someone to defend that because I want to understand, because I don't understand it at all right now. I mean, I'm actually worried about that. If you can give me a valid reason as to why you should be doing that, then sure, I mean, fine. But right now, I not only don't see a valid reason, I don't see any reason at all other than, hey, let's go scare some people. I mean, what are you doing? Scaring left-wing liberals because they're liberal? Be specific here. Now, I also do want to see the debate on gay rights. Simply because I want to understand where the people on this channel stand on that. I'm openly curious about that. I support gay rights. I think it's a basic right of people to marry to who they think they're in love with. But again, I want to see the debate on that. I want to see what people's arguments for no are, if their opinion is no. Because I know that's still a hot issue for some people. There's still people that want to argue where I go to college. Supreme Court has said yes, and I want to see what the argument they have for no is. Simply because, why does it still need to be fought? Why do you feel that needs to be fought, if you do? God dang it. I have something in my eye right now, I'm sorry. There. Sorry about that. Anyway, what I really want to see a debate on, though, abortion rights. I will tell you right now, right here, right now, I'm getting things in my eye, my bad. But I'll tell you right here, right now, abortion, in my personal opinion, abortion should be legal. Just bottom line, it should be there. It should be a legal option. And I've got two reasons for that. That I want people to see this debate. So here we go. My two reasons for thinking abortion should be legal. First, the same reason that a lot of people slammed at me with gun rights, the black market. It's just going to go up on the black market. And if you're going to deny that, then I'm going to say, then why would guns? It's obvious why guns would, but it's also quite obvious why abortion would. A lady who wants an abortion, if she wants it bad enough, is going to find a way to do it. One way or another. And if anything, by having it illegal, by making it illegal, all you're doing is making it far more dangerous than it needs to be. We have been saving lives with this technology. Whether you respect that or not is moot. It's also sheer fact. So, you can't say we haven't been because we have. And then my second point is it's a woman's right to their body. I mean, when that child has a pulse, that's an entirely different matter. When that child has a pulse and be determined to be alive, that's different. But while that child does not yet have a pulse, while we can't tell if they're alive or if they're going to be dead at birth yet, that's different as well. And I think that should be a legal time to abort the child. I think we should respect the fact that Roe versus Wade happened. Because guess what, guys? It happened, and the Supreme Court has already decided that case. Why are we trying to go back and change this and fight the battle again? Because you're going to give that Supreme Court a hard time finding a way around the Roe v. Wade decision. We've been down this fight once. Why are we doing it again? That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know. Next, illegal immigration. And yes, it's always been fairly high. But what I want to know is why are you people so against? Why are some people so harshly against it? I mean, the number of people that actually go out and commit crimes as illegal immigrants here is pretty small. You get a lot more white people going out committing crimes. I mean, hell, to give a perfect example, where I work, we just had a white guy come in and steal $130 worth of cigarettes and items. Don't try and tell me that white guy maybe only looked white. No, he was white. He was pasty fucking white like me. So there's no way he was Hispanic or an illegal immigrant in that regard. I mean, maybe he was an illegal from Europe, but I doubt it. He seemed very comfortable here in Texas. So, also, these people that you're thinking of sending back over that border have nowhere to go. It's why they came here, is because they don't have anywhere that they can call home. Because it was taken over by some gang down below the southern border. Depending on which country, it's more or less likely in that regard. But there are so many reasons why they might not have a place to go back to, and it might actually kill them to go back. These gangs might be after them. And they might have come to the U.S. seeking solace. I've got no other way to put it. So, what I want to know is why does it sound like only the Democrats are worried about this 20-year line of people trying to get into the country? Why does it seem like the right believes that people, yeah, they should wait 20 years. They should give up their lives to get in. That's what you're asking them to do. That's not fair. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not fair. There needs to be some kind of change in our entire system of how we get people in because it really is not efficient. A 20-year wait line is not okay. So, then there's that. Now, I want to end this entire conversation back on military and VA spending. Well, I want to end it on military spending and VA spending. Both are extremely inefficient, and I'm sorry for those who have to go through who are military vets and they go through the VA. But I think you understand my point here is that they're extremely inefficient and need to learn how to use their money to get things done, to push your agenda. The VA needs to use its money for the veterans who need it. That's what it comes down to. And right now, the VA is being extremely stupid with their money, and it's not an efficient system at all, and it's screwing over a lot of vets who need it. And that really does piss me off. That we have a system that's supposed to be set up to help them, but it doesn't. Because the people running it are inefficient. Same thing with the military itself. Our military budget is larger. Not only is it the largest in the world, it's number one, but it's larger than the next 13 countries behind us. That's absurd, especially considering how little, for that amount of money, how little we get out of it. I mean, how many new planes have we made? How many new people have we recruited? How many ships have we created? How many infantrymen have we recruited? How many people are we paying that were not being paid before? Come on! Come on, Pentagon! Use this effectively. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Pentagon put under pressure I want to twist the arms of the Pentagon into using their money effectively. That's why I believe we need a military budget decrease, and I'm sorry if I'm yelling, but I believe firmly in this. They don't use it effectively. It's why we're not seeing anything out of it. And we really don't need to increase it. We need to decrease it. We need to twist their arms. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. We need to twist the arms of the military into getting things done right. And into being efficient with their money and spending it wisely. We can't just go around throwing money their way. We don't have the money to throw. Both sides love to point out the deficit and do nothing about it. And my final point is this. For those of you who lean left, you cannot increase taxes then increase our budget. For those of you who lean right, you cannot decrease our budget then decrease the taxes. Either you leave taxes the same and decrease the budget, or you leave the budget the same and increase taxes, and people need to decide that. If you want more military spending, you better be willing to pay for it. It's that simple. You can't say one thing and do another, guys. Come on. Come on now. So, and that's about all the time I have for this one. It did get a little bit yelly. I'm willing to admit that. I kind of have to. It happened. But, again, these are things that people believe strongly in, and I want to see this debate happen, but I also want there to be respect. If we cannot respect each other as a nation, we will fail. We will immediately fail. And if we don't start listening to each other and taking each other's ideas and developing the ideas more as a group, not just as Republicans and Democrats or lefties and righties, but actually coming together in the middle and creating a path forward, we will get nowhere. because maybe the left will do something, the right will repeal it and do something, then the left will repeal it and do something, then the right will just go back and it'll be a mess. And we can't have that, especially not right now with all the shit happening out there in the world around us. So, yeah. This has been, well, this has certainly been an interesting 100 days. Let's leave it at that. So Terra will sign off, and I'll see all y'all mates out there later. Goodbye.